Pete Cicinelli here with Scott Parks to perform the Astrand cycle test, and a little bit of background information on Scott. His cardiovascular risk status is low. His exercise history is inactive according to the IPAC scale because he exercises less than 5 times a week. And for resting vitals, Scott's blood pressure was 112/74 and his resting heart rate was 72. And for the safe to start values, it's okay for Scott to start exercising because his heart rate is within the 50 to 120 beats per minute range, and also because his systolic blood pressure is less than 200 but greater than 100, and also because his diastolic blood pressure is less than 110. So currently Scott's doing his warm-up. Before we started, we adjusted the equipment for the seat height, and we've set it at the level of his greater trochanter. And the warm-up intensity is at 0 watts, and also he is going for 3 minutes. So in order to set the workload on the Astrand cycle test, I chose 600 kilopounds meters per minute, which is also 100 watts. Reason being is that's halfway between the conditioned and the unconditioned state, and since Scott exercises a little bit, I thought that's where he should fall. And so to start it, we're going to go 100 watts on the cycle. And also, Scott is going to listen to a 50 beat per minute metronome and bike to that. And also before the warm-up, I explained to Scott the Borg RPE scale, and I explained to him it's between 60 and 20 and what the various values mean. So we're currently at the 1 minute mark. Scott, how are you doing? Good. So we are currently at the 2 minute mark, and at the 3 minute mark we'll be taking heart rate, RPE, and also blood pressure. Still doing all right? Yep. So we're at the 3 minute mark now. Scott, what's your RPE?
10.
10. Heart rate of 128. Blood pressure of 132/78. So, how you doing, Scott? So, with the heart rate of 128, Scott is currently in his submax heart rate range, and that is going to be between 60 and 85%. And for Scott, that correlates to 114 to 161 beats per minute. So we're at the 5-minute mark. Scott, what's your RPE?
Probably about 11.
Okay. Heart rate of 136. Blood pressure of 140/80. So we're at minute 6. Scott, what's your RPE?
12.
Okay. And a heart rate of 140. So, because Scott is in his submax range, and also because his heart rate is between 125 and 170 beats per minute, he's also in steady state range. So now the test can be terminated, and I'm going to set Scott at a resistance of 25 watts, and he's going to cool down for a total of 3 minutes.